The spirit of a country is a special thing. Here, in Jamaica, discover the true spirit in the people, the water, the countryside, the fields of sugarcane. Many know with certainty the spirit of Jamaica is the essence of the world's finest rums, the rums from Jamaica and the Appleton Estate. By 1673, there were 57 sugar estates on the island. In Jamaica's Nassau Valley, Caleb and Ezekiel Dickinson were the earliest known owners of the sugar estate that would become Appleton. We're not quite sure of the date that Appleton first produced rum, but we do know that by 1749, the estate was in full operation, an established rum and sugar-producing plantation. We've kept the spirit and continued making the world's finest rum for the past 2.5 centuries. Appleton VX is the flagship rum. This is the most versatile of the Appleton rums. The heart of this golden spirit is slowly distilled in the estate's copper pot stills. Aged in oak for between 5 and 10 years, the VX blend was personally created by Appleton's master blender. VX displays a golden color and produces a rich aroma. The taste is full-flavored yet remarkably smooth. VX is the best complement to cola you'll ever find. Mix VX in a daiquiri or pina colada and taste a drink that's fantastic. Try VX with ginger ale, fruit juice, or tonic. Whatever the mixer, your drink can only get better.
99 bottles of beer on the wall used to be a lot. Not anymore. The best guess now is that around 5,000 commercial breweries around the world are making beer in 50 distinct styles. The big three national brewers are still the sales heavyweights. Miller, Anheuser-Busch, and Coors account for 80% of all of the beer sold in America. The imports, with total volume around 10%, are showing a double-digit growth curve and claiming an increased share of on-premise business. Microbreweries and brew pubs are hopping up all across the country. And hundreds of specialty beers clamor for consumer attention. Bars with over 100 brews are not all that unique anymore. For beer drinkers, it's heaven. For servers, it's a lot of beer. Lager, Pilsner, Light, Stout, Wheat, Porter, Bock, Ale, Pale Ale, Brown Ale, Cream Ale, Golden Ale. Add it up and you get a total of over 6 billion. That's billion, as in 6 billion gallons of beer in the U.S. last year. About 25% of that was consumed on-premise in bars and restaurants.
Even the Chiretto's Alphabet wines, wines made from vineyards they have under long-term lease rather than own outright, even those wines are bottled separately and labeled with their own names: Dolcetto d'Alba Rosana, Nebbiolo d'Alba Lantasco, Barbaresco Azzi, Barolo Zonchera. Marcello explains the reasons that led the Chirettos to this emphasis on cru bottling, which is now fairly common in the area, but which was all but unknown until the Chirettos became its champions.
We first started talking about crus in 1962. We thought of it as a way to make a specially palatable wine of superior quality, and also as a way to personalize our wines, even as a way to elevate the professional level of winemaking. We experimented for 6 years with many different vineyards, 13 or 14, I think, before we made our choices. To put together 25 acres of Barolo in 4 different municipalities took us 15 years and 30 different people. But we needed that. For red wines, we believe that care in the vineyards is even more important than the winemaking and the wine cellars. We try to give our wines elegance, balance, and bouquet, as well as the 20 or 30 years of bottle life that Barolo and Barbaresco are capable of. This is possible only if the grapes are of the highest quality to start with, and then are handled the best way. Shorter fermentation time on the skins than the traditional method. Controlled lower temperatures during fermentation. Stainless steel containers. No additives, no preservatives. If the wine sits too long in the barrels, it develops an excessive wood flavor, and it won't evolve well in the bottle. So we try to bottle while the wine is still fruity and young, with an attractive bouquet.
In addition to their pride and joy Barolos and Barbarescos, They make as well stylish, modern examples of the Piedmont's traditional wines. A lovely medium glass-bodied Barbera, which is probably the most frequently served wine in the region itself. A lush, fruity Dolcetto, a wine that's been called the Italian Beaujolais, but is better than that, softer and fruitier and more satisfying. A supple, pleasing Nebbiolo that is gentler and on a smaller scale than Barolo, though made from the same Nebbiolo grapes.
Hi, I'm Jay Kickton, a regional manager for Morton's of Chicago. I handle wine training for the company. This video is about our philosophy of wine and beverage service. Included is a broad range of performance expectations, service techniques, and service standards. These are company-wide standards for every Morton's of Chicago restaurant.
I'm Tyler Field. I lead the wine team for Morton's of Chicago. Our food, paired with fine wine, is an unbeatable combination. Wine is a major part of the Morton's of Chicago experience. For instance, our outstanding selection of seafood appetizers calls for a great Chardonnay or other fine white wine. Our world-renowned reputation for steak creates the need for great Cabernets and other fine red wines from around the world. Our list offers ports, champagnes, dessert wines, and many other varietals, which round out an exciting wine experience. Our combination of great food, fine wine, and exceptional service defines the Morton's experience. Professional wine service is expected. Our guests expect you to have a high level of knowledge and experience in wines and wine service. Bottom line, Morton's of Chicago has the best list in the business. Our wine program is second to none. Your level of service is critical in providing every guest with an exceptional food and wine experience.